On this video, I'm going to demonstrate the transmitter, transmits on full power in all bands, and the external VFO operation, and the way Kenwood turns on the power supply. I'll have this power supply for sale in a different eBay auction. It's the PS30, 12 volts, 20 amps. I have a built-in volt, amp, and watt meter into it. So when it's connected up, the TS120S, when it's connected up to a Kenwood power supply, the power supply is off, and I'm going to turn it on now, and watch what happens to the power supply. The power supply turns on remotely. You can still turn it on with the power button, but it turns on remotely. Here it is reading 13 volts at 0.7 amps, and like I said, it reads about 10 watts here, so you could go to wattage also. So here's the transceiver. It's on the 80 meter band. I'm using a MFJ tuner power meter here. So I just see it there. That's a good video. And you'll see it's on a high range. This button being in is high range. It's on low range now. Switch it to high in a minute. So the transmitter is going into the SWR watt meter. It's also going to a dummy load, a very large dummy load. So here it is on 80 meters. I am going to key it in the CW mode, and you'll see what the power is. So first I'm going to lower the power, carrier control. It's transmitting now, and it's low power, and then it just pegs it real easy, and now I'm going to put it on the high power range. That's 50 watts right there, and there it's about 125, 130 watts. I'm going to lower the power back down. I'm going to go to the 20 meter band and try it again, and turn the power up, and it's about 125, 130 watts again. Next we're going to go to the 20 meter band, 14 megs, and turn up the power again. And here it is about 120, 115 watts. Lower that. Now I'm going to go up to the 15 meter band, 21 megahertz. We'll do the same thing again, and it's about 105 watts now. Now I'm going to go to, it has 4 10 meter bands. It's a little bit lower power here. It's about 95, 92 watts. The next 10 meter band. It's about 90 watts here. Notice that the SWR here is about 90 watts also. The SWR is a little bit higher. Maybe my watt meter, or it could be the power, the dummy load isn't really that good at the higher frequencies. And here's the last 10 meter band, and it's about 90 watts again. The VFO, the external VFO, it's in main. If I put it in remote, so now what happens is I'm going to tune the remote here, and notice how it's changing the receive frequency. Okay, if I transmit, it turns, the light in the remote goes off, and the transmit frequency is adjusted by the main VFO. Likewise, if I go to main receive, so now the main is receiving, but as I transmit, you can see that I'm tuning this, and the transmit frequency is changing. So the transceiver is reading the receive frequency, not the transmit frequency. So if you want to know what the transmit frequency is, you push this button here, and it changes. Here's a receive, and I push it, there's this transmitting, and I'm changing the remote VCR, and you see how it's changing, and also it lets you know that it's in remote transmit there. You could also use the remote VFO for transmit and receive. Now it's changing receiving, and now if I transmit, it's changing the transmit too. You see that? I just turned it a little bit. So Nowadays, a lot of people transmit on one frequency, receive in another frequency, and this is just ideal for that. So now you see everything works on it, and my next video will be putting it on a tenor, and you can listen to it receive. So far I showed you two videos, the one that just shows you overall condition and everything, and now this video that has full RF power out. By the way, this power meter is calibrated in RMS power, and it was reading just about 100 or a little bit over in most of the bands except for 10 meters, and that was slightly under.